I changed the tyre on the last day because there was a big gash in it, but I didn't get any punctures on the whole trip.
But you found that before you hit the road because you checked everything over before you left?
Yeah, every night when I finished the ride, I checked the bike over, checked the tyres, I pre-pumped the tyres up, checking oil the chain every time. I think that's what most people go wrong, is that they don't look after the equipment they've got. And I'm not saying that from obviously the cyclist point of view, but that's what gets drummed into you when you're in the Marines from day one, that you look after your equipment, make sure it's spotless and functional and serviceability at all times. So I just take that across into a normal daily life, like cycling. That's why I do tinker with the bike quite a bit, just because I make sure everything's working and serviceable correctly. Because I believe it lasts longer. I mean, I cover a lot of mileage on my bikes every year. I think last year I did 10,000 miles. So at the minute I'm normally averaging more on my bike, push bike, than I am in my car. But again, that's going back to the injuries. It's all I'm left with. So I haven't got anything else that I used to enjoy doing that I can physically do anymore, other than ironically cycling. So I'm a big believer in look after the kit you've got, and it'll last so much longer.
But then it also looks after you.
Yeah, does it ever? And obviously going back to my injury, I was fortunately an area I've never ever scrimped on. I've never ever scrimped on with Emma Joe's bike helmet or the kids' bike helmets. I would never ever scrimp on it, because the quality of a bike helmet saves your life.
You're proof of that.
Yeah, and again, that's what I was alluding to, that I only survived my accident. Second thing actually to hit the car was my head, and it hit it full on at 28 miles per hour. But because I had a good quality Kask cycling helmet on the time, that is the only reason I'm still here today. And that is the first thing the paramedics, when they turned up on scene, said to the police, B to me when I regained full consciousness-ish, and C to my wife and kids. So they basically turned around and just said, well, if you didn't have that one, you wouldn't be still. Because I got told that I basically survived this accident because of my bike helmet. I went on the Kask website and I looked at all of their product developments. So I just sent them an email saying, I'd just like to say thank you for the quality of the items that you produce, because the helmet I bought off you quite literally saved my life. And they said, well, they sent me a real nice email back, and they said, well, thanks for your comments, we appreciate the feedback, and I'm so sorry to hear about accident, etc, etc. However, if you'd be so kind as to send your bike helmet to us so we can do the study into which areas are still structurally sound and which areas failed in the helmet or which areas protected the most in the helmet, then that helps their studies. So I agreed to that, and they said, well, they basically give me a new bike helmet for 50% off to replace the broken one. If you can only afford a £10 helmet, because they've all got to be height marked and tested helmets, so you can pick one up now for as little as £10. But even if you've got a £10 helmet on, it's better than not having a helmet on at all, because that £10 helmet can still potentially save your life. So I get frustrated when I'm riding these days and I see cyclists without helmets, because there's really, this day and age, there's no excuse for not wearing a bike helmet.